Uh, First of everything, this review is going to have a lot of ironies and everything because a person like me wearing all this on him is going to talk about Richard Dawkins, The Magic of Reality, a book that outright thrashes all the religious beliefs on this planet. Right? So, first of all, let's keep a maxim on the table. The maxim is that anyone can believe anything that they want to. Right? So, there are no offenses in this video or something, and if I make an outrageous statement, I don't want any kind of threatenings in the comments or something like that. So let us keep a few things straight, so everyone can have their own belief system by which they will abide all their lives, right? So now, so I was rattling my head the past few days, and what I concluded myself is the most popular religion on this planet right now is not Hinduism, of course, because it is facing some kind of overt Hinduism notions these days by a lot of liberal people or something. And after that, it is not Christianity, definitely, because it is seeing some kind of a sharp fallout in the Western societies, and it is taking its asylum in the Eastern societies like India and others. And it is not definitely Islam, because there are little glitches in Islam here and there in the history of this religion. And Buddhism, Buddhists are definitely cute. We can pinch their cheek or something. We can do till that. But if are we going to go into this monasteries and everything, leaving everything off and following the maxims of Buddha, reading Tripitakas and all? I don't think so. Not at least me, and not at least me, and not at least any of my friends. So I've been thinking, what is the most popular religion that is thriving these days? So then I get to convince myself that atheism is the most popular religion that is going around the world right now. That's it. Because I'm going to tell you one thing. The maxim which we kept on the table before before beginning all this, that anyone can believe anything that they want to, pertains only to common people actually. So you are a common man, I am a common man, you have a girl, she's a common woman. We can believe anything that we want to. But what this intellectual people in this intellectual societies, of that's what they are called, are believing, what are they believing, that is what would some kind of shape out the minds of the future. So if we are talking about all the most popular universities on the planet being enrolled by students that are 90% atheists, we can call it as fallout of Christianity or fallout of Western religion, that's one thing. But even in countries like India, a lot of students are happy calling themselves atheists, being born in one religion but being an atheist. So being an atheist would have diverse meanings again. What is being an atheist? Are you going to thrash out God? Are you going to blasphemize all day? Or are you going to just believe in a few things and not believe in a few or something like that? So the most of the atheist populace or something like, they are into the spiritual guidance, or they are into spiritual guidance in the sense of mental peace and all that stuff. So they are into this mental peace thing. They are adopting practices like yoga or meditation or any kind of ancient exercises and all, and they believe that these ancient people would have a couple or triple of a few solutions that we are already striving and struggling for. But then what they on face bash out is the mythology. These religious people, they did an utter mistake, or maybe we shouldn't be judging them this day for the acts they have done some 2000 years ago or 3000 years ago. That's fine, but still this day, all the saints, all the sages, all the rishis who have created this like overtly jumpy stories that day, they are all standing like little kids who are caught lying by the teachers like Richard Dawkins and Stephen Hawking. And these guys, taking the leverage of the stories that were not true and outright lies, taking the leverage of theirs, are professing theories. How religion has brainwashed people all these ages down. how it is sucking up everything, how it is binding up people, how it is not letting them really grow out or grow bigger or huge or something. I don't know what it is. So it is more like they call it an illusion where we are going to go out for several practices and we think we are becoming better human beings, but we are not, because it is not real. And here Richard Dawkins is talking about the magic of reality and how we know what is true. True in the sense what we can perceive, what is there, what is real. Every one of us have heard a ghost story or two, something that might have happened to our friend's friend or friend's father or father's father or uncle's grandfather or something like that, in a far remote village or something like that. So now Richard Dawkins asks, did it happen to you? If it has happened, are you really perceiving everything that's true? If you are not perceiving, and if you just think what you want to think, and if you want to profess it out, how are you going to help yourself? If you just want to believe in what you are going to believe, then you can believe. But what is reality in real? And he explains his most beautiful phenomenons of this planet and how they were portrayed in mythologies. The beauty of oceans, the beauty of rainfall, the beauty of thunders, the beauty of rainbows, the beauty of earthquakes, the beauty of forests, the beauty of evolution. He keeps the real story and the mythological story side by side, and he asks us, what is more beautiful? Is the story of God putting two human beings on planet and breathing air into their mouth to give them life, is that beautiful? Or the evolution from a single celled organism into an watery organism, into an, I don't know, an amphibian, and I mean like animals that walk on both land and water, right? It's not coming out of my mouth. And after that into reptiles, after that into huge things, into dinosaurs or something, into something else, into something else, into something else, into apes, and into human beings, and into us right now. Is this story beautiful? Is that mythological story beautiful? Or is this story beautiful? That's what he asks. He says, he talks about thunders. Zeus getting angry and giving us rainfall, or Indra getting angry and giving us rainfall, is that really beautiful? Or two clouds formed because of a phenomenon called as evaporation, and going in the sky and hitting each other, and electric impulses forming and a huge thunder, boom, is this beautiful? Rainbow? Is rainbow Thor's Bifrost, is that beautiful? Or is the real phenomenon of a 10 million rain droplets working as one single prism to break white light into 7 lights and falling upon the sky, is that beautiful? He asks, he tells us, what is the real magic? Is the real magic just the miracles some old storytellers weaved? Or is the real magic the seed behind this nature, this real natural world that is running outside? What is that? Do we really have angels? Do we really have ghosts or something? Do we really have something that is beyond natural, supernatural, metaphysical things? These are a few questions Richard Dawkins asks. And it definitely impacted me, a person who is, I don't know, I lost the count how many these are. And it still affected me. It made me think. It rattled me. And then I started this. I might be believing in a few psychological truths. But are we going to believe every goddamn thing that is professed in the name of religion and keep the real reality aside? Something to think about.